About captains today.
Thank you.
Again, but on Terrell specifically, what's it just going to be like working with him? What was it like to find out that he was getting that nod?
That was awesome. Again, you look over there, he's the only one on the jugs left. Works his tail off, communicates well. He's got the respect of everybody in this locker room, and that shows. Happy and excited for him, and speaks volume to the type of character that he has and the type of leader that he is already at such a young age. So he's a special one.
Sean mentioned that leadership looks different every year based on the team. What's it like for you going from 8 last year to 2 this year, but then having that leadership council working with you too?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, right, it's a huge honor to be elected as a captain to an NFL team. That being said, it takes a village, right? It takes everybody on this team to follow Coach McDermott's leadership and the trajectory that he has for this team, the mindset. And we're just there, as guys to help push and help bring along. So that's really all it is. But, every year it's been a little bit different. And just because there's only 2 C's doesn't mean we have only 2 leaders on this team. We got a bunch of guys that are very deserving of wearing that. But, that's just how it shaped out. And I still trust and love the guys that we have in there, and a lot of veteran leadership in this locker room.
Josh, I know you've had less time on the field during preseason with the starters. I know you had more time, but given all the new faces at the receiver group that you have, was the 4.5 minutes of game time enough to make you feel comfortable, aside from the practice?
Yeah, I mean, I think the type of practice that we have here in Buffalo, obviously, we've spent a lot of times going ones versus ones. We're now focused on Arizona and what we're trying to do against them, but got a lot of really good work in throughout training camp and throughout the first part of this preseason in practice. Obviously, not a whole lot of game time, but we're gonna find out, I guess, on Sunday and adjust as we go by. And again, a lot of confidence in these guys. They've been working their tails off, and we're just excited to play a new opponent.
Josh, you don't have obviously 24 film to watch of that, but what do you know of their defense? What are some of the hot spots that are going to be problematic?
Yeah, I mean, they fly around. They are a high intensity, pedal to the metal type of defense. They don't take plays off. They play extremely hard, and I know that their record wasn't great last year, but it doesn't speak to who they are as a team. I think that they obviously the second-year coach brings a lot of excitement and energy to that team, and we're going to have our hands full come Sunday because they're ready to prove people wrong too. They fly around. Obviously, Buda Baker back there. Some of the plays that he's able to make, it's pretty unbelievable to watch. The way he's able to get in and out of his cuts and break on the football. We got to be aware of wherever he's at.
We ask you this, I think, every year, but how do you approach? They've got 7 new defensive starters from last year, so last year didn't get you so far. So how do you approach the uncertainty of week 1? What they might try?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach kind of hit on it today. The first part of our week, let's study them. Let's understand the type of scheme that they run, our game plan. But at the end of the day, again, like you said, we don't have a whole lot of film on the guys that are actually going to be on the field for them. So understanding that, but trusting in what we've been working on in training camp and focusing more on what we're doing rather than they're doing, and just trying to execute each play that we've been given, and take it one play at a time. And obviously there's going to be times throughout this game where we're going to hit some turbulence, but we got to find a way to adjust in game and start to make some plays.
It seems like there's so much intrigue or curiosity with the offense. Kind of take us through that from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of new guys, new faces, and just trying to spread the wealth. I think the term that we've been using is everybody eats, and it's going to take all 11 guys on the field at any given time to make a play go. So that's kind of our mindset, and it doesn't really matter who gets the ball or when they get it. We're going to be happy for whatever we're doing out there and just trying to make the best play possible.
Coach said today that he expects to be learning things about his team week. From your perspective, individual by individual basis, do you expect those to be things that you'll be adding to and adjusting to?
For sure, and I think every year there's a different flair to what defenses are trying to do throughout the league. And we're going to have to make adjustments. It's a copycat league, and once one team does something really well, people start to emulate that and try to work that into their game plan. So figuring out what that is in the first few weeks of the season, Coach talked about it again today, more games are lost than they're won. So making sure that we're holding ourselves to the higher standard and making sure that, each and every play we're giving everything we got.
Josh, I know you make a goal, win the division, get you in the playoffs. You won the last 4. From the outside, you're not the favorites, at least a lot of people think, not the favorites in the division. Do you care about any of that? Do you pay any attention to that?
No. We're focused on the Arizona Cardinals.
We talked about training camp, preseason, everything about Joe Brady putting his fingerprints on this offense now that he's finally, the game's almost here. Can you sense any more excitement from this game just finally getting to nail it?
Yeah, he's got a lot of juice, and we know that, and it's exciting to play for a guy like that. He's got so much energy. I don't know how he does it. He doesn't sleep. The guy's always in the facility. He's always finding new ways to get guys the ball, and it's fun to play for an OC like that, and the players really enjoy it.
I know we've asked you a lot about Keon's here, but not getting ready for his first NFL game. Do you say anything to him? Have any conversation with him about preparing for that moment, or was it been kind of seeing him get ready for it?
No, I think it's just the first few weeks of preseason. That's what that's kind of used for, to understand a routine and trying to figure out what works for you as an individual. But at the same time, having that whole receiver room just kind of come together collectively and understand it's go time, and make sure that we're getting into our playbooks and understanding the plays that we're calling. And again, just going out there and try to execute as best as we can.
The last few weeks, we've heard Sean and Brandon both talk about how they wish you guys could have gotten a little more playing time during the preseason. Does that concern you at all?
No, not at all. There's some years that, you'd argue you played too much in the preseason, and sometimes guys go down, and it's unfortunate, but that happens. It's the game of football, and you'd be, punching a wall if that were to happen. So, again, it is what it is at this point. We're just gearing up and getting ready to go, and we're gonna figure out things as we fly.
How different is that from the past? Figuring out things on the fly. Maybe you didn't have to do as much last year than before that. Is that fair?
I think each season is its own different thing. Each game, for that matter, right? I feel like every game that you play in, it's a different type of situation, and making sure that, Coach McDermott preaches, mastering these situations that we're in. Whether it's trying to double dip, deferring, and there's so many things throughout a game that can kind of tip the balance of the scales. And again, just understanding that and then knowing what to do in those types of situations. I think Coach McDermott does a great job of getting us ready for that. But each game that you're in, again, I think you find yourself in a different spot. So it's always figuring out on the fly. Whether it's the defense comes out and is doing something completely different than we thought, which happens quite a bit against us. I feel like everybody gives us their best shot and changes things up against us. So I wouldn't say it's completely new to us.
Well, I guess I'm referring to the trust factor. You had years to trust some guys. You've had months to trust some guys. I know you trust them, but is that trust factor? You can't speed that up.
You can't speed it up, but you can still put some blind faith in some things, and again, just figure it out as it goes.
I know, we asked about an opposing quarterback. Yeah, the edits, you're not going directly against them out of the field at the same time. But remind me, how well do you know Kyler? Just kind of what do you think of his style of play?
Yeah, Kyler can. I know everyone talks about the speed and him getting out and be able to escape and make plays, but he's got an absolute cannon on him, and he spins it really well. He knows where he's going with the football. He's had a lot of success in this league, and I got a lot of respect for him and his game. Haven't spent a lot of time around him. Got to hang out with him actually, Christian Kirk's wedding over the offseason a little bit. So trying to get him into the game of golf, but that was a late night conversation. So I don't know if it went well, but no, again, a lot of love and respect for him and his game. Yeah, I think he's worked extremely hard to get back to where he was and where he's at right now. I think he's feels like, in a sense, putting that behind him and moving forward and playing the best football that he can play and helping this team win. So got so much love and respect for him. I mean, that's unbelievable to do what he's done. And, I've, we got everybody on this team and in the city root for him. So it's pretty cool story.
Can you describe the energy level and the change when you get to this spot right now, today on Wednesday, knowing Sunday's final?
Yeah, it's awesome. We get to watch some football tomorrow and on Friday, so that's really cool. I love watching football. Again, finding new situations that those games are in and trying to play the little mental game of it. But yeah, it's finally here. Got a long 18-week season and hopefully some more games after that. So we got to focus on the first one though. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor. I think having the respect and the trust of my teammates is a big thing for me. Something that I've really tried to work on over these last couple of years. So to be named captain, I don't take it lightly. I know it's something that I'm gonna have to work on every single day. Just holding myself to a standard, and then doing that to the guys around me. But I'm thankful, and I'm ready to really just get to work.
How did you find out? I think we have the same thing. How did you find out?
Yeah, we voted on it, a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago now, and Coach McDermott called me up to his office and just told me that me and Josh were going to be named captains, and he just said he was proud of me and ready to see what I can do this year, and taking another step in really just my leadership. Yeah, it was awesome. I think the first thing I thought about was just thinking about my first day here, and how everything just seemed so fast, and I was just trying to figure out where to go, trying to be to meetings on time, and just living that life to where I'm at right now, and really just the growth and the journey that I've been on so far, and really just appreciating the good and the bad, and really looking forward to taking that next step and seeing where that takes me.
There's some natural leadership that comes with your position. Same with Josh too. But what are some extra steps that you do to make sure, I'm not just a leader by default. I'm doing things to really invest in my teammates.
Yeah, for sure. I think the main thing for me is just encouraging everybody around me, on and off the field, and then getting guys together, after practice, before practice, watching tape together, just making sure that we're seeing things the same way, that we're on the same page. I think that's a huge part of our success on defense is really the communication aspect, and making sure all 11 are working as one.
When Sean references you as a leader, other players talk about you as a leader. Is that a natural thing for you? Do you feel like you've been that, or is that something you work on and learn, and it comes out more now as you progress in your career?
I think a little bit of both. I think naturally playing the position that I play over time, you kind of develop some qualities, and then being surrounded by a bunch of great leaders all the way from junior high, high school, college, and then my last couple of years here. I think you take pieces of people, and where they succeeded and how they led, and you try to incorporate in your own style. And so I think, to answer your question, a little bit of both, honestly.
Remind us, were you a captain during high school or college? And if so, what did you take from those experiences?
Yeah, high school and college I was. I think the main thing is really just building and gaining the trust of the guys around you, and being able to pour back into them. So whatever I can do to help the guys around me, that's my job, and that's what I'm going to try to do, as well as holding myself to a standard.
We've heard officially now that Bobby Bag is going to be on the defense. What's that going to be like? I know you got to work with both him and Sean doing it during training camp, the preseason.
Yeah.
But what do you like about Bobby there?
Yeah, I think Bobby, just his energy. We talk about it a lot. His energy on game day, every day really, and then I've heard his voice for 2 years now, just in the linebacker room. So having it in my helmet doesn't really seem new to me. We worked all spring, all training camp, and all preseason. So I'm excited for both of us to get the opportunity, to go to work together.
On a personal level, how happy are you for him?
I'm really happy for him. He worked so hard and put so much time in, and just his progression of where he started to where he's at right now, just as the DC, it's been amazing to see. He's one of the guys that you want to play for, and you want to go out there and do the things right and execute for him. So all of us feel that way, and we're excited for him.
Last year, first year you started as a linebacker. This year you're going to have a guy next to you who's in that same situation. What advice or guidance would you give him based on your own experience and success a year ago?
Yeah, me and Dorian work pretty close together every single day. I think the things that I've been trying to tell him is just to maximize his preparation. So whenever we're out there, he's already played the game in his mind a couple times, and he knows what's coming. We're working together, we're on the same page, and we're really seeing things the exact same way. And we're spending, like I said earlier, we're spending a lot of time together right now, post practice, even on the sidelines during practice, talking about how we see things, how we're going to play it, and the communication that we're going to have. So that's the biggest thing I can give him, is really just play the game in your mind before it happens.
There's a lot of, obviously, DeMar gets a lot of attention for things, but he did start 13 games a couple of years ago.
Yep.
You need the guys you trust and they trust you. From a football perspective, what has he done? What makes him that Sean has the confidence in Bobby to put him out there as the starter right now to start the year?
Yeah, I think you hit on it. He's done it before. He's done it at a high level. And I think, just his confidence within the scheme, within the defense, his physicality, and, just his mentality going into practice, into games. He's a very smart football player. And, we all trust him and he trusts us. And, I think having that communication daily and, spending time watching tape together, it ends up becoming second nature. And so when we're out there, we're flowing, we're playing, and all of our communication is solid and crisp. And I think once you get to that level, you're kind of out there just playing.
How do you feel with not having Micah and Jordan back there? I know you've been asked about that, but here we are on the verge of it, knowing that you had that backstop behind you of knowledge, all the institutional knowledge and defense. Now here you are, you get ready to go in. What's just your general feel of this defense with two new guys?
Yeah, I think we're really confident in T-Rap and D-Ham right now. You hit on it. We had two guys here that were, here for 8 years together or whatever it was. And, they played at a really high level. But me personally, I've worked with D-Ham my rookie year pretty much all year. Me and T-Rap last year worked together a lot. So the communication and, the experience is there. And I think from me to them and from them to me, I think we've all worked together. So we're excited to go out there and play. We spent a lot of time in OTAs, a lot of time this preseason, and then all the way through training camp, building that relationship, that bond. And, we're excited to go out there and play together.
What's it like for the rest of the defense getting ready for Kyler Murray?
Yeah, he's explosive. I think they do a really good job running the ball, physical run game. And then, when they want to throw the ball, he can take shots deep. He knows coverages and can read coverages well. And, he's got a strong arm, and then obviously his scrambling ability. Everybody knows how well he can run with the ball. So, we're going to have to be, really, really sound in our rush lanes and affecting him in the pocket and trying to keep him in the pocket. And then, when he gets out, having all 11 guys get to the ball.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Shoot right now. Anybody tell who that is?